Welcome to our Rolemaster actual play session. Ain't No Place for a Hero is a campaign set in the world of Duranarki, the continent of men. A gritty, cutthroat world where politics, sorcery, religion, and commerce are all intertwined and reign supreme. Treachery and murder both come cheap, and characters need to be both smart and ruthless to survive. We hope you enjoy our story, and, as always, may the dice roll in your favor. This is episode 134 of Ain't No Place for a Hero. The party have decided to turn their attention back to Tarek Nev and the secrets it may hold. We rejoin our heroes in the pouring rain, investigating two small stone structures just off the road leading to the dead city of Tarek Nev. Hello, I'm Chris, otherwise known as GM Chance, and it is my great pleasure to welcome you to our story. What story is that? I hear you say. That story is Ain't No Place for a Hero, our Rolemaster tabletop role-playing game. Here are the heroes, 8 of them. It's a very big party, and we'll be hearing from, and I'll tell you a little bit more about, hearing from the players of those characters in a second. Before I do, my habitual, very sincere, and very warm thanks and appreciation to our supporters, the people that follow us online. Thanks very much indeed. Your support, encouragement is greatly appreciated. What would say to anybody that may have come across us before and is curious about our show and is liking what we do, we really would love a like down below, or even better, a subscribe. It really does help the channel grow, and please tell your friends. So, in a second or so, we are going to cut to one of the players of the faces up on screen interviewing their fellow players to see how well they know how well the other fellow party members know that particular character. We recently, a few weekends ago, got together in person. We're playing online, different parts of New Zealand. We got together in person for our annual in-person game, and it was an opportunity for people to hang out in person, roll some dice together, but also to do these interviews. So I don't know exactly who we're going to choose because I haven't done the edit yet. But in a second, we'll hear that interview. And then after that, we'll come to a character development question. So it's going to be a mystery to me to see who I pick, but it'll be one of these characters, and let's see right now.
Hi, my name's Giles. I play a character called Tarquin. I'm going to see how well the rest of the party know him. I'd like to introduce a little bit of him to you now, but I'll probably give away the answers to my questions. So let's just get straight into it. So question number 1, what is Tarquin's age? Now, I'm going to give you some ranges. Is it 16 to 25, 26 to 35, 36 to 45, 46 to 55, 56 to 80, 81 to 100, or 101 to 201? The same as the demographic range of data in this census. Maybe not the 200. We ready? Are we ready?
Yeah.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. We have 56 to 80, 56 to 80, 16 to 25, and 26 to 35. It would appear as a beat yet again.
Oh,
shit.
Hey.
That's fine.
As Pete knows, he's 26. Nice work, Pete. Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Slightly more technical question this time. What is Tarquin's profession?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure impulsive is not a profession.
Multi-choice.
Yeah, I should have made this multi-choice. It's tough.
We literally talked about this like 12 hours ago,
We did.
and it's gone.
All right, I think it's answers time. All right, so Aiden clearly gets a point.
Yeah.
What did you write?
Right,
So-
buddy.
So we've got Nightblade, Moblog, 2 answers, neither of which correct. Thief, Assassin, close but no cigar. Rogue, wrong. Hottie, right. Definitely half a point.
Half a point for
Half a point.
Aiden.
YMH.
What's the answer?
Happen as a sleuth.
Oh. So what am I giving up? Half a point
Half a point
for...
for Aiden, definitely.
Us.
Well done.
Hottie, man.
Yeah, I knew it.
All right, next question. Slightly more creative. What is Tuckman's favourite colour?
Favorite colour?
Favourite colour? Someone, I think it was Chris, who don't make them too easy.
Just gonna go with this.
Let's have a look, let's have a look. Black like darkness, black like the night, black, and anything he is wearing looking in a mirror. So you all get a point. The correct answer is indeed black. I feel like giving Alex a bonus point. Because he always wears black, but he does quite like looking at himself in the mirror.
1,
Um,
2.
Last one, another technical question. What is Tarkin's strongest skill?
Wait.
Now, this one is tough. This one's tough.
Favorite, do you say, or top?
Strongest.
Strongest. Neither of those words.
Oh,
All right, let's have a look. Charm, perception, interrogation. It's actually duping.
Oh.
Although
he duped us all.
you just didn't interrogate him.
I don't think we've
I
seen it.
don't know if it's been used. So I was thinking, is this just trending?
Oh.
So he's
Unless he
strong.
uses it all the time.
And then we go...
And he's actually a
Do
dwarf.
official idiots.
Got a well done, team. No, that's 5 questions. Oh, no, that's my first 5 questions.
You missed this one.
Oh, you're right, Chris. Nice work. Don't even count 5. Last question. Thank you very much, Jim. That's what we have one. Keeps us in the game. Who in the party did Tarkin know? Well, joining the party.
Oh.
Look, some people are onto it already.
Oh no, I've written the wrong one. I'll just say it.
Etienne.
But same, I knew it was Graham. I knew it
Same,
was Graham. I had a 50.
I gave you a bonus point for the good
I'm
one.
not a character in the game.
You're the owner.
If I was, I'd have a better
Like a
name.
pet.
It was one of
Thank
yours.
you. Thank you, Jim. Well done, team.
Nice job.
There we go. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you got some of the questions right, perhaps. Okay, another element that we do all in this game to flesh out the characters a bit more is I send a list of character development questions about the characters' likes, dislikes, their background, perhaps. Earlier in the week, we play on a Wednesday as we are now. I send that typically out on a Monday. And I ask the players to have a bit of a mull over and then answer one, sometimes a couple of questions when we play. And tonight, the person kicking us off for that is Aiden. Aiden, take it away, please, with one of your characters. Who are we choosing? Which one, Aiden? Oh, have we lost sound on Aiden? I think we have lost sound on Aiden. Okay. In that case, Alex, we'll go to you, please.
Sure thing.
Thank you.
Okay, so I play Keros, and tonight we're going to answer pretty obvious, but what event in the game world has most impacted your character's life? So we tend to think now, because Keros fully died,
Mm-hmm.
not just lost a life saved, but died and was brought back very kindly by the team. So there's before death and after death. So definitely for her, that has been the biggest event for her. We still have not, we're not aware, or she's not really had time to digest actually what happened when she did die.
Mm-hmm.
Not half die, she fully died. So she's changed
Mm-hmm.
for sure, as you would expect. She's definitely a bit more black and white. She's a bit more devil may care. She has professed her love, her first ever love. It did slip out, but you know, these things, the truth comes out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she has professed her love, and she's, I think, settled more into herself because life is short, even with 3 death saves. So definitely, yeah, going through that. And as I said, you know, she hasn't had a chance to explore that, and we haven't explored it, but I'm sure there's some murky learnings there for her.
Oh yes, and don't forget the GM hasn't forgotten.
Nice one.
Thank you. I wonder, is Aiden able to speak? Thumbs up, thumbs down. No, that's strange. You were speaking before. How weird. Very odd. We will go to another player. Can we go to Graham?
Sure. Nyathanol.
Mm-hmm.
What event of the game world has most impacted your character's life? Well, when we started this campaign, we were sort of a motley bunch of adventurers, really, all seeking to make a buck. We were sort of adventurers for hire, and we go off and do tasks and get paid for them, and generally kind of steal everything we found and wherever we were, and tried to get along. And I guess we were captured by the TPP and put on a boat and tortured for weeks on end, and became aware of something bigger. And so that event really changed her completely. She feels that her goddess is behind this, to be honest, that she's in this, and so the mission that they now find themselves on is wrapped up with what her goddess wishes her to do. And who knows, that may even be true given what she's seen and heard.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think she's on board, and that would probably event that, and obviously the deity showing up, which was crazy. But yeah, certainly that. And turning to Etienne, what's the most valuable lesson his character's learned? I guess is always to trust his goddess, and not, even when he finds himself in unusual, peculiar locations with peculiar people. He was told to meet and cooperate and join this party for a greater cause. When he met them, he really he didn't understand, you know, and if he'd gone with his own impulses, he wouldn't have joined that party. But he now sees that he sees the purpose behind it, and he sees the wisdom in why his goddess is. So trust the goddess, don't trust your own instincts, just run with what be guided, I suppose, would be his valuable lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they have it. Who's not been?
Well, let's
Aiden,
see if Aiden's working.
Am I working now?
Hey!
Hey!
You were working.
Weird.
You were working before, but your mic's working now.
I think it just, for some reason, it keeps trying to jump from my computer to my phone, and whenever it jumps to my phone, it just decides not to work. But
Graham, you had the same problem, right?
Yeah, it was weird. I thought I'd fixed it, and then it jumped back again.
Okay.
So I'll try to be quick before it jumps me off again.
Okay.
So I'll start with Demos. What event in the game world has most impacted his life? There's so many big events that have happened to Demos, from sister being taken, genital crushing, built a tower, all sorts of things. But I'd say actually, in my mind, probably the biggest one for Demos is actually when he was offered a chance to decide what he wanted to do with his life, because he was offered the chance to stay in the kingdom where he was, and he would have been protective, and it would have been a nice job working to protect someone that he cared about, or to go find his sister, go out into the world that he probably didn't know very well, in the hope of finding someone he didn't even know if she was alive. And that's what he chose, and it led him on his life, led him to the party, and to all these crazy adventures and upside down worlds. So yeah, so that was probably the biggest turning point for him.
Cool. Lovely.
And then, who has been the most mysterious figure that Gray has ever encountered? I say it's probably Keros. he's still trying to figure it out, ladies. And it's been fun, really enjoying it, and also equally terrified all the time.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much indeed, and I'm pleased we got your mic back. We're just picking up a bit of guitar in the background there, Graham.
Oh, sorry, I thought I was muted.
No, that's all right. Pete, over to you.
Thank you. So, starting with Leif, what does your character do to relax when not adventuring? He's very social, so he would catch up with friends, hang out with friends. Maybe he's got a bit of a skill in cooking. He quite likes working with food. He'd sort of be a social person. He would also go running. I don't know if that's a thing in this world. It seems a bit of a weird thing, but he does have a skill in long distance running, and he's a very fit fellow. He would train with a sword, and he would do his version of studying magic, which perhaps isn't so hard out from books, but more talking with people. Yeah, that sort of a thing.
Cool.
Yeah, and he'd want to be employed. He's always wanted to have a job, but a people-oriented job, that sort of thing. So, if he's settling down, that's what he'd do if he wasn't adventuring.
Cool.
And for Mythan, what event in the game world has most impacted your character's life? I think it's similar to Neathanol. Definitely, the torture on the ship, sort of bringing home that we're a part of something bigger, but even more so the angels and demons on the road in the north. So this happened all before we started recording, so you wouldn't find these in the recordings. But when divine beings, whether they were beautiful or beastly, sort of appeared and started killing us, and then other ones appeared and started saving us, and then restored some of us back to life who had died. It's not that she didn't believe in gods. She knew that gods existed, because this is the world that we're in. It's just that she had no truck. No god had proved themselves to her, and that's what gods need to do, because they need to prove themselves worthy of any worship or devotion. And her goddess Eldaron, she doesn't actually worship this goddess. She worships nature, and this goddess, I suppose, happens to be the embodiment of nature. But even these god sort of signs we've had recently, in Mythan's opinion. So the king of the gods fixing the weather as we went as we came down through the swamp road, or if there have been other things that gods have been helping us out with. She's not particularly impressed by that. She knows that they're doing this in their own bloody self-interest. So it's not that they're not. That doesn't make them worthy of worship, in her opinion, just because they can. They're doing it because they're scared of being eradicated. So they've got to prove themselves to her. That's her opinion.
Jesus, tough audience.
But that those gods did appear on the road was a revelation that it was proof to her that gods do involve themselves in mortals' lives, and that is a bit of food for thought, but also a bit of resentment. Actually, it's like, well, where were you when I needed you when I was being tortured or whatever? Anyway.
Nice one, Pete.
That's
nice one. Gods or demigods?
Yes. Divine beings.
Divine beings.
Absolutely.
Lovely.
Absolutely.
Lovely. Excellent. Very good. One and all. Giles, Tarquin's handler, joined us a little bit earlier on. He's currently doing other things. He just stepped out for a minute, but he'll rejoin us. I do note in the chat, he wrote, the most valuable lesson, but before meeting the party, would have been trust no one. That's being a bit challenge. That's being a challenge pretty hard at the moment. So, he's thinking long and hard about. Previously, he didn't trust people, but he's now beginning to trust and potentially like this group. I hope I'm not putting words into Tarquin's mouth. And Giles should rejoin us hopefully very, very soon. This is the time in our game where we hand over to Pete to do a brief recap. Go for it, Pete.
Thank you. Last session started with us in the middle of a fight, fighting the children of the moss, these delightful little creatures that sort of resembled babies or children, but they weren't. They're just creatures. There they are. Lovely, aren't they? They had come at us during the night, and when we were doing our camp in the middle of this jungle on the island of Aaron Moor near Tarek Nev. So they came at us by putting poor old Leif and Grey to sleep with hardly a warning. Managed to get a warning out, and then started setting upon us. The very last thing that Kyros had done in the episode before was to dig a big hole using a spell called Barrier Pit, which was great because it meant those who were being pulled under the ground were now no longer being smothered. So at the beginning of our last session, we were still fighting these awful creatures. Leif scoffed at having to beat a negative, whatever it was, in his resistance roll, and then proceeded to roll way under whatever it was and fell asleep again. Yes, okay, so don't note to self, never scoff at a resistance roll. And Demos, poor Demos fell asleep as well. But we did end up noticing that these creatures did not like being on the bare dirt. We figured they had to be in contact with the moss, and that was another thing we learned from Kyros's Barrier Pit, was that where they were on the bare dirt and they did not like it. So good tip there. Tarquin teleported himself down quite a wee way down on the path to try and get out of dodge, so he could actually do some shooting from afar, which was a good plan. Because if things had gone pear-shaped, we need someone sort of out of there. Grey did a fantastic thing of levitating quite a few of these creatures, and so there were a good number floating in the air where they couldn't sort of get at us. So a great way of disabling people. And of course, Kyros was doing some wonderful shock bolting. So lovely. We'd like a bit of shock bolting. Mythan put up a bit of a wood wall, try and block their view. But basically, when we just started, they sort of scattered out of the pit. Obviously, not like being on the bare ground. But by then, sort of that was the fight over. Really, once we sort of pegged that they were getting out of there, started shooting some of the floating ones. Tarquin came back, and then he did some investigating about the connection between each of the creatures. Basically, some wonderful and some interesting scientific work about how they respond when perhaps one of them's in pain. But let's leave it at that. So yeah, we did some learning. We slept the rest of the night, continued up the road the next day, came across a couple of, I think they were shrines, maybe graves, to Orgiana, that's not unexpected, the goddess of the Nereti people. There they are there. Might have been graves, might have been shrines, not sure. Continued up the road, and pretty much where we're at now, we came across some sort of a decaying hut or shack. I think we investigated that. I can't quite recall. And on the other side of the road, or nearby, these other two structures, which were a bit bigger, there they are. So maybe tombs, not sure. And the further away one has a corridor going deeper. So I think there's a wall directly behind these. I don't know that it's a city wall. It might be, but yeah. So that's
cool. Yes.
Yep, that's what we're up to.
Wonderful. Thank you, Pete. As always, fantastic notes and great scribe work. Excellent. So look, just a couple of last things from me. A couple of points of clarification. Firstly, you woke up not long after, actually, presumably, you fought your battle with the horrible creatures of the moss. It absolutely has started to bucket down, and it is just going to try to switch the sound of the rain down a bit, but it is absolutely pouring with rain. Hang on, just switch that down to a smidge more. Hopefully you're getting some of that. Yeah, it is just bucketing down. So you've actually had quite good weather up until now, but you are all thoroughly soaked, completely and utterly soaked to the skin. Yes, indeed, you came down the river, it's called the M.E.R.P passage, as you've come to know it. Probably a little bit less swampy than the river road. Maybe a little bit more intact, perhaps, than the river road, maybe. Certainly very, very dense jungle, but maybe the swamp is not so pronounced. And then, yes, absolutely, as Julie noted, you came across this, saw this rotting and decaying hut, just completely, you can see it there, covered by moss and creeper and vine, and maybe 150, maybe 200 foot up the road, on the other side of the road, yes, you have seen, and you're currently standing outside, these structures. They are not full heights. They would be, well, no, they a very tall person, perhaps Mython, might have to duck a little bit. Other characters would be able to walk inside there, and depending on your height, you might brush the top of your head on the ceiling. So low ceilings. They are absolutely and their distance from the river road is not far. It's some 40 or 50 foot, so not far off there. The amount of moss, because I suspect moss might be playing on your mind. There's a bit on the screen there, but not. There's actually not a huge amount. There's some, but not a vast amount. And there's quite a lot of open rock in between you and these two structures. You mentioned a wall, Pete. Yes, there is a wall, but it's a natural wall. It's a wall of rock, and there's a big chunk of rock and also some trees, a bit of a chunk of rock further behind. The front of these you can see, and at this stage it's only Tarquin and I think Keros who have ventured a little bit closer to these and have peered in a little bit. Are covered in symbols and but particularly images, and particularly images of animals. There are birds on there. There are their depictions, quite good depictions of those hairless howler monkey things. There are clearly crocodiles and other creatures of the swamps that you've come across, chameleons and all kinds of other things, animal pictures depicted. There is what I didn't mention last time, and I should have. There's some scripture, some carvings, some words, some runes, perhaps, over the lintel of both doors. One of these statues, this one here, appears to be. Can you see the cursor? Yes, you can. Appears to be Orgiana, a very, very degraded Orgiana, Mistress of the Dark. The furthest of these structures away from you, peering inside, according to Tarquin, yes, there is an opening, quite a low opening, only about 5 foot. So you definitely have to stoop to get into it, but it goes down. It goes down into the dark. The time of day, it's you've walked for most of today in the pouring rain. There were no significant encounters on the way. You did see some more of those quite horrible black orchids or whatever they were. But other than that, maybe it's because of the awful weather that you're experiencing, but you haven't seen or heard anything particularly unpleasant today. As I say, yeah, mid to late afternoon, certainly not night yet, certainly definitely several hours, 2, 3, 4 hours of daylight, even though it's a very grey and overcast and clearly pelting rain day. Any questions before we begin? Going once, going twice.
Oh yeah, sorry. Did we investigate that ruined shack?
No.
No, we didn't. Okay.
It was covered in moss, and the general decision was to leave it alone. Let's start the game. What do you do?
Well, wasn't Tarkin was going to investigate, wasn't he?
Yep, Demos was with him.
Keros is keen to if there's any reading she could do with her read rune spell. It may not be helpful of the symbols.
The text over the door might be appropriate for you to have a look at. Sure.
If that's okay, please.
Yeah, give me a roll.
Okay, great. Mm, 76.
Smarts, of course, because you don't know what's going on. 76. Okay, and what's her skill with reading runes?
Yep. I think it's the first time she's ever done this. It's plus 43. Whether that useless skill comes in handy.
Oh. And we just had Tarquin rejoin us. Hello, Giles. Yeah, you almost had it. So you've figured out Keros. So yes, there is in this text above both the doorways. There is definitely an whoops, a daisy. You guys can see that. There is definitely a magic inscription. So there is definitely. So I'm just getting a bit of feedback from. I don't know who it's from. No, maybe no. It seems all right. Okay. I'm popping into your channel, Kira. So you figure out what it is. Going into your channel now. Hopefully you can read that. Maybe you can. Maybe you can't. It's a different spell class from you. It's godly magic as opposed to essence magic. So you learn what these incantations are, and they are definitely incantations. They are designed, from what you can figure out, Keros, these markings, it's a written spell. It will trigger on at a certain point. You can't actually cast it or initiate it yourself because you haven't quite had it. If you give it another 24 hours and you spend some time thinking about it and musing for 2 hours, no other activity, you can try again with another plus 10 bonus to cast that spell. But you do get some information about it, which I've just shared to you on Discord.
Oh, how interesting. Keros would like to tell everybody, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Can she do that now? Or
Sure.
So it's a spell, and it's called Repel Undead 5. It's a level 1 channeling spell with a range of 100 foot, and the area of effect is the undead. Love that. So basically, it causes up to 5 undead animated dead to flee or disintegrate.
Mm-hmm.
5 points of undead may be affected. Is that a class 1? Undead counts as 1 point. Oh, class undead. I don't understand that. Blah, blah, blah.
Etienne's got the spell. Etienne's got this one.
Oh. Well, that's what she's read it as.
So basically, it's one we needn't worry about triggering.
Unless any of you are undead.
I'm pretty sure Karis is alive.
Oh my god, am I alive? Is this a trick? Am I alive? I am alive, aren't I?
Pete, you better tell her.
Definitely you are. We used a get alive again herb on you. And actually, Etienne's been casting Repel Undead around you, and you haven't felt a thing. So
Okay, phew. I thought, oh gosh, here we go. Okay.
Who would do that, though?
Yeah, who? Who? Okay, great. So that's what she's seen. So what are you saying? Do I wait? I can wait?
If you want to, so reading runes is like a companion skill to attunement. So attunement is trying to figure out a magical object and use that magical object. Reading runes is the same type of spell, but for written text, for spells that are often embedded in items. They could be embedded as they are here on stone, or on a blade, or on a piece of paper, or something. So they are basic. Think of this skill as a companion skill to attunement. So she's figured out what the spell does, but she can't yet cast it. If that makes sense.
Okay, cool. And great, we've got some experience with it. That's helpful.
Okay, cool.
Can I double check? Because so Leif would check with Kyros about her understanding of how the spell will work on in this particular context. Does that mean that if we were to be attacked by undead now, if she could read that spell, she'd be able to read it out and it would act as if it was Etienne's spell, same sort of way. But
either that or it happens automatically.
ooh. Wow, that's really powerful.
Mm.
Do we have to be in the vicinity?
That's a good question. So,
What's the range?
100. Was it 100? So we have to be in 100. Like of this shrine area. Do we have to stay in this shrine for it to activate?
Yes. So it's located to the stone that it's embedded on.
Oh, so it's attached to the stone. So we can't just. It's not like a rock we can just pick up and take with us.
You could try to take part of the shrine. I mean the structure with you if you want.
Oh no, I think we might upset something floating in the sky. No, okay, cool. So if we were there and we needed it, it would potentially activate, or I, with a couple of hours, could potentially activate it. But also Etienne has it already.
Yes.
Okay, I understand.
Leif's keen to with that information from Kyros. Is it above both doors? So two sets of spell or two spells?
Yes.
Yep. Leif is keen to give it a go at reading runes as well, if that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
Armed with that knowledge, because I think his skill, weirdly, is the same as hers. 23. So, his thinking is that if we can get, we've run across before where we wish we had regret for not attuning something in the past. So, or making use of something. So if it's not going to take too much time, he'd be keen to just see if he can key into it. Is that all right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and I mean, how long will this take? Does this require? So we're doing it under an hour, so it's going to be a negative whatever.
Negative 20. Yeah. Yep.
Cool. Well, we don't think we need to spend more than an hour, so he's fine with that.
So you're going to try it at negative 20?
Well, yes.
Okay. Give me a roll.
Roll to 70. Roll to 70.
Sure thing. Just check that. Yeah, negative 20 for less than an hour. So, Kyros, if you'd spent more than an hour looking over this, you would have got a +5. If you spent more than an hour, you got a +0. If you spent more than 4 hours looking over these runes, you would have got a +5. 70 for Leif?
Yes.
Lovely. Okay, and what did you say his skill was?
+43.
+43. You now know what the spell is. However, it is a different type of spell from you, and you've only spent a few minutes looking at it. Yeah, failure. I'm afraid, Leif. Kyros rolled very well. You have no further idea how to use it. After you've got some more experience, you can give it another go.
Sure. Worth a go. Thank you.
Sure. What do you do?
Sorry, can I just check? I've literally just arrived. If this is a read runes to make people go away, anybody with read runes should have a punt, right? We'd be crazy not to. I'm asking others.
I agree. The only thing is that it's key to this location, so it's not helpful once we move away from here. But if it only I reckon if it only takes a couple of minutes, and if we've got a chance of getting it attuned, why not? Because we don't know when we might need to come back here and use it, sort of thing. So I agree.
Tarquin has a skill in read runes. It would seem silly not to try like Leif did.
Sure. Give me a go.
Sorry. 81.
81. And what's the skill, please?
427. or 25, whichever you'd prefer.
You know what it does, but it is also a different flavor of a spell for you, and you've only had a quick look at it. You've only spent 10 minutes or less than an hour looking at it. So, yeah, like Leif, no further ideas how to use it, I'm afraid, Tarquin.
Thank you.
Sure. What happens now?
I think Keros is done.
Right, so we think we want to explore this then. It's probably supplementary to what we're doing, but
Agreed. But I thought Tarquin in particular was keen to.
if not, we can move on. But
No, I'm pretty keen to get into it. Have we been into these crypts?
No.
Okay. And it's an open door, or a locked door to get in?
Oh, open door. Yeah, there's no door. There's no door.
And there's a rune above it that says it repels the undead.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm definitely keen to go have a look.
Okay.
But I'll go with whatever the party wants to do.
Sure. So just in case you missed that before, Giles, there are lots of symbols and pictures, particularly of animals, lots of birds, particularly, but also parrots and also other graceful birds, and all kinds of manner of other symbols, etc. on here. Bit of moss on top, bit of moss on the road, obviously, but not a vast amount. The furthest one away from you has a passageway going down. The closest one to you appears to just be a smooth wall on the inside.
I guess obviously want to check what other people want to do, but I think it's definitely worth a look at both. I think
Yeah, Demos is keen.
Be keen to go in with someone, so if Demos is keen, into the first one with a smooth wall, then into the second one. Happy to have a quick look around and report back to the crew.
Okay, so you head into this one first?
Yeah, is everyone happy for me to do that?
Yep.
yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So
Leif would suggest borrowing a lantern. I think Keros has got one.
good plan.
Sure thing. Keros will stay outside.
Okay, so Demos and Tarquin, you're poking your noses in. It's dark inside, but not massively so. It's dim is probably a better word. There's an open doorway, which you can see. It's pretty grey and overcast outside, but the lantern certainly helps. There are two niches either side of the wall, and I think I described this last time, with two stone boxes. The stone box lids are open, about coffin size, and the stone lids are broken either side. Inside this structure, and it would be maybe, it's not huge, maybe 15 foot, well, maybe 20 foot by 20 foot. It's not massive, and quite a low ceiling as well. There are a lot more images of animals. So a lot of birds, definitely all manner of different birds. Lots of birds. There are other animals in there as well. There's no other writing that you can see in there. But other than that, it's just a stone box. Old, clearly. A bit of moss inside, but not a lot of moss inside. Moss and birds.
Nothing to move, nothing to look at, no runes. So essentially, it's a big empty space. Well,
That's right. Yep.
Could Demos just do some general percepting, just in case?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, just,
Aidan, just before we do this, so Chris was pretty keen last weekend that we just do this once.
Oh, yep.
So
Oh,
one
with
of us should do this.
yeah. Kind of more my, how would I phrase this? More my description of that is so. Thank you, Giles. And yes, I am. It's more about when you're exploring an area and you want to, how. I might just switch down my incidence of thunder. Hang on a second. Just let me change the frequency. There we go.
Just means you've got to say something really important after it. As long as you can keep that up.
Absolutely. Dramatic roll of thunder. How would I phrase this, Giles? I guess what I'm trying to avoid is death by like multiple rolls. In for example, the other game was exploring a dungeon and going over every minute detail, which could frankly take ages. When there is something potentially of interest, I'm happy for a couple of rolls, such as this. So yeah, I'm trying to get a balance. I'm trying to get, and I know that's a bit contradictory. I'm trying to get a balance between kind of totally gaming it and trying to say, hey, every single character rolls a perception roll just on the off chance, to a couple of characters having a look around when there's something kind of interest or potentially of interest as well. That I know that's kind of contradictory messages. Yeah. So happy for a couple of rolls if people want to do a couple of rolls. Or not.
You must have a look around, and Tarquin should too, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have a punt after you, Aidan. Where you go, mate?
Oh, he rolls 6.
6, sure. Coming. And what's Demos's perception, please? Oh, what do you? Could you give me a sense of what you're looking for, please?
He's just wanting to see if there's anything that feels like maybe either traps or like anything hidden, anything that looks like it could be something like a crack or something that yeah.
So two distinctions. Detect traps is you can perceive them, but it is a split skill. There's two skills. Right. There's a detect trap roll, and then there's a general looking around. It's possible if you roll really well, you might detect a trap as well. Kind of the thinking is you've got a better. I'm trying to think of a better way to do this, but at the moment they're two. In theory, at least, they're two distinct skills. You can use like a part half your bonus for detecting traps.
Okay, well, he doesn't have a detect trap, so maybe he's just looking for anything that looks like it could be hidden, like a hidden, like whether it's like a passageway or like a button or something. I don't know, just something. He's just interested to see if there's anything he can see.
Okay, sure thing. 50 plus 30. 50 plus what was the dice roll?
6.
Yeah, this particular room, it feels. Yeah, you don't detect anything particularly, Demos. Maybe you missed something or something isn't quite. I don't know, not quite right, but no, nothing obvious from your perspective.
Okay.
With that information, Tark will be looking for buttons, levers, magic doors, secret doors, passengers.
Okay.
Something that's hidden that lets us get into this further.
Okay.
I rolled it in the wrong channel, sorry, but I rolled a 63.
Cool.
His general perception is 98.
Sure. Very good. Yeah. Yeah. So you'd noticed in the second one here that there was a tunnel heading down, but there was just a blank wall in this one. Tarquin, yes, the more you investigate this one here, the first one, that back wall, there's something funky about that back wall.
Okay, gonna look for
Hang on, I haven't finished. The stones are not quite the same. So there's it's plastered over in places, some of the plaster's coming away. And there are these pictures, as I say, of animals and also carvings of animals. So it's a mixture of both plaster walls in some places, which has come off, but also in some places it's stone where they've actually chiseled images of animals in. And in a kind of a plastered section at the back, some of the plaster has come away and it's all molded and hideous and foul. But some of the stones at the back don't quite match the size and slightly different color to the rest of the stones. From your estimation, the stones look as though someone has, since the structure has been built, has bricked up with different stones something else in here. And yep, he's taking a call. Got it.
I'm all good. Sorry, it was Finn. He's just finished his last
yeah.
exam.
Cool. Yeah. So,
okay, so
cool.
Tarquin wants to. He'll tell Demos and wants to have a really good look, tap, maybe have a smack at him, see if something comes away.
Okay.
Is this a false wall? Is what he's wondering.
Yeah, that's your take. It is a false wall, definitely.
Okay.
A lot of bird motifs above this, by the way, directly above it.
Long
noticing.
bird?
Sorry?
Long, graceful necks, pointy beaks, like swans.
Funny you should say that. Yes.
Might suggest to Demos we might want to get some other people in here to have a little look-see. Tarquin certainly hasn't had any images of this, but he's heard the party talk, and other people might recognise this.
Yeah, Demos would agree. He's quite keen for Etienne to have a look, see if he recognises any insignia or if he gets any feeling from above.
Well, if Etienne's being beckoned in, he'll go in.
Got to duck his head quite low in here, takes off his helmet. Yeah, unmistakably, above this area of brickwork, and Tarquin's kind of pointing it out, and he says, yeah, this area here, it's not big, the area, it would be only maybe 5 foot, maybe a couple of foot wide, but and the work is not now you inspect it all a little bit more, the work's actually not great. It looks like it's been done comparatively hastily, but what has disguised it is just the amount of filth and grime and dirt and lichen and moss and just filth that has gone on it. And someone has put plaster over the top of it, and that plaster has come away, and it's that coming away of the plaster that you've begun to detect, yes, a false wall.
So I think we want to clean it up and see if we can give it a nudge with the back of a sword. Are there some false buttons here? Is there some way of pushing it? And if there's not, maybe we just want to give it a good hard crack and see if we can break it.
Sure.
Sorry, Etienne was looking. What did he see? A swan?
Yes, just said that. Yes.
Yeah, definitely a swan.
100%.
In which case, he'd tell the rest of the party.
I think he'd said that, hadn't he?
Yeah, let's smash it, bro. Let's smash it.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah, come on, let's get behind it. any buttons, any levers, any way to push it? And if not, let's give it a good hard whack with a hammer or a pommel and see if we can break through it.
Don't break the swan though.
The swan is above the swan motif is carved into the stone above what appears to be a false wall. And you would say, comparing that structure to that structure, that the area of the false wall, whatever you want to call it, matches the size of the tunnel that heads down in the second one, if that makes sense.
We definitely want to get behind this, Chris. So if we can't find a button, a lever, or something to push it, I think Tarquin's pretty keen to break what looks like the false wall to see what's behind it.
Sure. Absolutely no sign of any button or anything like that, or lever or anything.
Who's strongest?
Yeah, good question. And has someone got like a hammer or?
Great build axe. That's pretty strong too, right?
Etienne's 20 plus 26 strength.
Yeah. Tarquin's got the grand total of 9, so he's not the best for some smashing.
I think Demos
is plus 33.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Methan's plus 31.
Wow.
And Methan's got a stone carving, a very modest stone carving skill or stone lore skill, if that helps. I don't know if it will, but
Yeah, give me a roll, Pete.
For sort of figuring out how to break open, maybe.
Yep.
It's just worth a shot. It's a 12.
Okay, and what's the skill?
For which one? Stone carving or stone lore?
Are they both the same skill?
Got 2 skills.
Yeah. What are they? What's the higher of the two?
Stone carving at plus 28.
28. Yeah, that either or would probably do for this. Yeah, I mean, Mython, you know a little bit about stone. Your family owned a quarry. This you don't know a lot, but yeah, this is bad. This is shoddy work, fast work, perhaps. They're definitely looking at the stonework here. The original structure is relatively good, and certainly quite old, very old, perhaps. The false wall that seems to cover up this from, you scrape it all off and you scrape it down, and yes, it's about 5 foot high and about 2-3 foot wide. Bit of a squeeze getting in there. It's been pretty hastily put up. There's kind of plaster and mortar that's come down. You see at the bottom. As I say, it's all been disguised by the age and the filth and the grime that's been on here. You think, from what you can make out, Mython, the quality of the stone is not especially good. And from a kind of a tap and behind, there's definitely it sounds hollow. So you think it mirrors the same doorway that's in this one. So there's a passageway that goes down into the dark in this structure here, and there is another one, and you think you found one that's been bricked up here.
Cool.
Etienne,
what's the best way of... Sorry, go, Graham.
Oh, Etienne just wanted to repeat. He says, he starts chanting, but he also says, "Look, for your sign for me, the Moss Road, seek wisely. You find powerful gear of war to aid. To face the horrors, you must triumph. For me, my knight, for all, for everything." And then he adds, "For some she comes in a dream, for others in words as clear as a bell. It is time I am here. She may come as a whisper so loud she can deafen you, or a shout so quiet you strain to hear. She may appear in the waves of the ocean, the face of a moon, or as a red goddess, a dove, a rose, or indeed a swan," and at which point he starts hammering on the wall.
Cool. Pete, what was your question?
Oh, just in her opinion, and anyone's opinion, what's the easiest way with the tools at hand, daggers or swords or the swords to get through? Do we smash, hammer, pick at the mortar?
Your best bet would be to get some kind of hammer. Using anything like a precious weapon with an edge on it, is going to ruin your weapons. Your best bet is to find another stone or a solid piece of wood as used as a battering ram, and just smash your way through. You would imagine.
Yep, let's do that. Stones from outside.
Or a sledgehammer, or a crowbar, if anybody has a crowbar.
Don't think we do. Just
No.
No, I don't think so. Etienne's in a state of delirium, so he's going to start shoulder charging the wall.
Okay. Great. Can I... Yeah, tell me what you do, please. Other than Etienne kind of wham, crunch, crunch, wham, crunch, crunch, crunch.
Demos is keen to just go find some stone that he can use to whack against it outside.
Give me a roll, a 45 or under, and you found something suitable.
Oh, could be a big log as well.
Yep. 10. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, your choice of either a log or a bit of reasonably sturdy wood, or
I think a big piece of log, and then he can get Mithran to maybe help him, and they can use their combined power to kind of whack it into the wall.
sounds good.
Okay. Could I get, please, some strength maneuvers? I'm going to put this down as... yeah, going to put it down as an extremely hard strength maneuver.
Okay.
Give me a roll.
Demos has rolled a 52.
52
plus 33.
plus 33. Yes, look, slow. Oh no, actually no. What am I talking about? No, pretty good progress actually. So you and a roll from Mithran, if Mithran was going to do it.
Absolutely. 72 plus 31.
That's it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, crunch and a bit of brickwork and more of this plaster come off. It's really not especially well. Yeah, the masonry basically is pretty average. Someone has just whacked some bricks up, is your estimation. Give me another roll, please, guys. And at the same time, Etienne's basically charging the wall.
48 from Demos.
Okay. Plus, sorry, you did tell me.
33.
Cool. Yep. Another 40. And Pete?
Yeah, 18 plus 31.
Yeah. It looked pretty solid, but it's coming to bits relatively quickly. And with that second blow, it kind of crumples. It doesn't quite cave, but it really looks like it's a pretty slapdash job. A couple more successful non-failure results, and you should have crashed your way through it.
Yep. That was a 30 from Mithran.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, what was the difficulty of these?
These are extremely hard.
Gray's rolled a 60.
60? Yep. Cool. And that's probably enough. It's not instantaneous. It takes you probably half an hour. It's not just simply one blow after the other, but these are a period, these 3 or 4 rolls over a period of time, stopping, drinking some of your precious water. Just as a quick aside, so your nightly ritual and morning ritual is, of course, to boil whatever water sources you've found. Some of them look pretty nasty because you're actually quite some way away from the river at the moment, and boil the hell out of it, and then in a pot you're carrying, and then divvy it up over the course of the day. So you all guard your water very, very, very preciously. So the two of you have some sips of water and bash, and in about half an hour's time, and also with some assistance from Etienne, these pretty badly put together bricks come away. Badly mortared together, hasty job by the looks of it, and with a bit of smashing and using the stone you found to crack some of these remaining bricks aside, there is another doorway heading down into the blackness, which is the exact same as there is in the structure here too.
We'll light a torch.
Yeah, so Chris, Etienne was going to prepare and then cast Dark Control.
Etienne or Tarquin?
Or Tarquin, obviously Etienne. I have no idea what he does. Can you just remind me, when duration says C, does that mean he needs to concentrate, right?
Correct.
So go on for as long as he can.
So one thing to bear in mind with the concentrate, he can only walk at 50%. So with concentration, you are limited to 50% action. So he is very, very slow at walking.
So Tarquin will ask his colleagues and say, I can cast a spell called Dark Control, which can lighten any space to light, but I cannot darken it more than its natural state. So I can make it light, but I can't make it dark. Which seems pretty useful here.
Etienne sort of says, maybe save your energies. We could just light a torch.
All right, fine by me.
They'll light a torch.
Okay.
Can I just, but whilst the smashing was happening, can Slafe would take a couple of little actions, if that's all right?
Sure thing. Yep.
He'd be interested in peering into the other tomb, and he'd want to look above the door to see if there's a swan above that doorway.
Yes, there are. Okay, so he peers in. You haven't done that yet, and your elven eyesight peers down into the gloom, and you notice, firstly, that it doesn't go far down. It goes down maybe 20, 30 foot, and then there is well and truly a completely collapsed ceiling. And there's tree roots and stuff coming down through it. It looks like that way is shut. I mean, you could try getting through if you wish, but it certainly looks pretty closed. Directly above the door, give me a. He does not see a swan directly above this door, but you can give me a perception roll if you wish.
Yep, I'd like to. Yeah, might as well. He's there. He might as well perceive.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, just whilst he's interacting, that was an 82, and his perception is 50 something.
Yeah, just one.
57.
Yeah, just one sec. Just let me do one thing. Sorry, the roll again, please, Pete.
87.
Oh, roll again.
82. 82, sorry. 82.
82. Cool.
My mistake.
Plus again, 57. Cool.
That's why I got the 7 for him.
Yep. No sign. So having a look around, identical to the other, to the other place. Probably the only thing here is the lids of the sarcophagus is probably the best description of them. And here are completely missing. There are two sarcophagi in alternate niches on the opposite walls. There's nothing in the stone boxes, but unlike the other place where the lids of the sarcophagi were smashed, there's just simply nothing in these ones. No bones, no nothing.
Cool, thank you. Whilst doing this, he would be. I mean, he's not religious, but he does know that Orgiana. He's assuming Orgiana exists. He would want to nod to her statue. He would be wanting to be respectful, and he's got a respectful frame of mind whilst doing this. He's not here to defile the place. He's not here to rob the place. He's simply here on our mission, and that's foremost in his mind. And and when he goes through the other one, he'd be interested to look into the broken lidded ones and see if there are bodies in there respectfully, and he doesn't pray, but he would just be thinking about the people whose tombs these are and would be wishing them well. That's just his state of mind.
Sure.
Thank you.
There's nothing in the sarcophagus, other than leaves, moss, etc., but nothing else.
And the open ones, but also the broken lid ones. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Correct.
Oh dear. Maybe they've walked away. Thank you. Leif would share what he'd just whilst the wall breaking is happening, he would share what he's found there.
Okay. Cool. Done. The wall is well and truly broken. Was it a lantern or a torch lit?
I think lantern's good.
Okay.
Yep.
You light a lantern. But certainly being inside helps. I would be asking for a roll both to light a fire and also get a lantern going in this weather, but you're fine inside, of course. Yes, the wall is broken down. Probably half an hour or so later, Mithan and Demos, two hefty people, kind of breathing a bit hard after the exercise, but yeah, that's done. And yes, there is this gaping hole with steps going down into the pitch black.
Etienne asks if they mind if he goes in.
Didn't break this down to look down there. We're heading down. No question.
Yep. Yeah. All right.
Happy for Etienne to go first. Happy for Etienne to go first.
He takes the lantern then. Well, actually, no, he won't take the lantern because maybe someone else could take the lantern.
He doesn't have a hand.
He's only got one hand. So he has one hand. Jesus.
Very good. You cluster together, and unless anybody else does otherwise, and you head down into the black.
So, Chris, I think Tarquin would offer to go second and perceive the crap out of what he can see, just so you know.
Sure thing. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, Etienne's perception shit.
Because he's got wearing a helmet for a start. So, yeah, give me a perception roll, please, Charles.
$71.
Plus
98.
Lovely. And give me one more, please, because it ends up being quite a long tunnel. Second one.
73.
98. Cool. Thank you. Okay. I'll alert you if anything salient comes up. So you head down. I won't ask for party order at this stage. It's quite narrow. It's certainly only one person abreast, at least initially. And you head down into the gloom. And bit by bit, the noise from the outside and the rain, etc., begins to fade. And you are eventually well and truly underground. You go down quite a long way. You'd say at least 20 foot initially, and then it turns a corner, and then probably a good 60 foot down, and then another 20 perhaps even after that, maybe even a bit further down. The stones and the masonry work is quite good. It would mirror the quality and also the same architectural style that you saw all the way back in Port Vistilis, what seems like a lifetime ago, but is in reality only about a week ago. And also some of the structures you've seen, both in the tower that you stayed in and in a couple of the structures as you've walked along this road in the previous one. Well made, quite square, quite kind of blocky. Not a lot of detritus and mess down here. It's somewhat damp, perhaps to be as expected in the swamp, but it does get drier the deeper you go down. And that last 20 foot or so, it does broaden out. And you come out to a wide set of stairs, and this is what you see. Come down at least 100 foot, if not more, you suspect. I'm just going to put the players, the characters here. Okay. So if we do this, right. So you haven't come into this chamber yet. All I'm doing here is just simply putting. Oh, somebody forgot to switch off the thunder.
No, that was no good. Can you try another line?
Nice. So you're not down in this complex. You haven't set a foot down here yet. But this is what your characters see. So these are the steps. As I said, they've broadened out a bit. It's got a bit drier down here too. And as you've come, this is what your characters see without your characters obviously being there. Quite high ceilings. So if Demos is perhaps 6 foot, that's the height of them. There are statues, people in armor with some kind of pole weapons, quite large, that you can see. Off to this side here, it's just simply a wall as the quite steep stairs that you can see come down. And then off this way, you can see the remains of a closed sarcophagus with carvings of a figure on that one, and then down here the same, and then the wall stops, and you can see it's just a very short passageway. So if you can imagine here, the wall is here and goes up to the ceiling, and then at that end there it does the same. So there's just this very short passageway where there is first one sarcophagus, and then another sarcophagus, and then the wall at the end, and then there's a wall down here. That makes sense. Currently, your characters are not standing where they are. They are about partway down the stairs.
And are we all here?
No one told me otherwise, so I assume so.
All right, okay, that's good. Etienne is pretty excitable. He's sort of whispering and praying, whispering things like, "She moves among us, she walks in fresh fields, her tracks are on the land. She is everywhere and no place, in state not contained by man, in a church not made with hands." Stuff like that.
Excellent.
But yeah, I think certainly Nathaniel would like to perceive. We're on the steps, right?
Yes.
I think Etienne would start preparing, actually.
Okay. Well, yeah, let's go through each character. Etienne's preparing. Just zip through, guys. I'm not going to name you. Just volunteer what your characters are doing.
Tarquin wants to get down the stairs and take a good look around. Yeah, he's pretty excitable too.
Okay.
He might tap Tin Can on the head with all of his chanting and muttering. So he's not much into that.
Okay. Cool.
What's in the can? Leif and Mathan would have melee weapons out, shields out. And Mithan's happy to be at the back. Both of them happy to be at the back, just as a sort of they don't want to get in the way, but happy to follow the party lead.
Mm-hmm.
Perception if required of them.
Okay.
Yeah, Niathan would have sword out and perceiving.
Okay.
Yep. Grey would be just, I don't know, next to both sticking to Kyros but also it just kind of like, I don't know, shield up, waiting to attack any zombies that jump out of the ground or anything. And Demos, I think he'd just be weary. He's got Brittany out and he's just kind of like poking things as he goes past.
Still think that is absolutely the best name for a spear.
Niathan would also be for detecting traps.
Okay. So,
Eros will be hesitant. She might linger to the back, so she's got some high ground if she needs to use her hand to shoot over the party, not at them. Keeping an eye on Grey and Leif for what they're doing as well.
Okay. Excellent. Cool. Who's going first? Great GM question.
Well, I think the detection will be good before anyone steps anywhere.
So that's Niathan detecting traps?
Yeah, and I think a couple people perceiving too, but... Alright, sure. You want me to roll?
Please.
96.
What a shame.
Plus 65.
She doesn't see anything untowards. Probably the one thing she does note, somewhat surprised, is, as mentioned, it's relatively drier than you'd expect, perhaps, down here. But other than that, nothing else. Who's next? Who's doing one?
Can I just check, Chris? I mean, I can see there's stuff all over the floor. There's nothing obvious when you take a look at the floor that looks like it might be something that's going to sink, or if you step on it, it's all going to go very badly pear-shaped. I'm not quite sure where the steps are on the picture you're showing us.
There.
Oh,
Yep. So right in front of you and very, very steep.
I think Tarek wants to get to the bottom, and he'd be out and stepping on this floor, but he'd probably be tapping it with his sword just to make sure things look solid. He wants to go look at this big second tin can, the immobile one on the left.
So everybody else is, damn it, everybody else is back here. I'm not going to move your figures back because it's going to make too much futzing around.
He'll ask Dennis to come with him. Okay. He seems pretty keen to go exploring.
So Tarquin, you hear down, you step on the floor. Yeah, I mean, staring at this figure, you can see here it's got part of its head off. But from what you can make out, it looks a little bit similar to some of the features of your guides. Just the quite high cheekbones, similar facial structure. From what you can see, if you look closely, you can see that the statue is missing bits. There's a hand that's missing. Yeah, but it's huge, as you can see. And it's got some kind of glaive in its hand, some kind of bladed weapon. Around here, Tarquin, and it's only you here currently, although the other characters' figures are there. There are these sarcophagus. See. I've got Leif holding the lantern. I just had that, so. Tell me who actually would have the lantern.
You got Graham?
I was just going to say, Niathan would light a torch, so he got more than one light source.
Yeah.
Okay. Done. I won't do it because it's too much fussing around. But yep, noted that she's got one.
Happy for Leif to hold the lantern instead of his shield. Happy for that. For part of Mythan's perception, she'd just be interested in the atmosphere. Like, so it's drier than we'd expect. Is there any air movement she can detect?
Yeah, sure. Give me a roll, please, Mythan.
I mean, she's wanting to do general perception as well, but particularly wanting to focus on that. 76.
Plus 80 something or other.
Yeah, 88.
Um, there is some air movement down here, and actually the air down here is surprisingly less stale than you would have thought. Your characters have been in some reasonably interesting underground situations. The air down here is not especially stale. In fact, it's when I say fresh, it stinks like the rest of the Alamang, this foul swamp region that you're in. But yeah, it's reasonably fresh. It doesn't
She
sell.
will she'll comment on that and say perhaps there's another entrance, airway, air duct. Just get out loud. Yeah, thanks.
When I say it's drier down here, there is some moisture. You're in quite a wet, swampy rainforest part of the world. But I guess you could suggest you've come down quite a long way to get here. Maybe that's the reason. It's maybe not quite as wet as you expected. Yep. Anybody else doing anything?
Maybe test that floor. Is anybody on the floor yet?
Yep, Tarquin is.
Me.
All right.
I'm definitely not going to leave the circle of light, Chris. And if he decides to go further than that, he's going to cast Dark Control to make it light around him.
Okay. So I have currently only Tarquin here. No other characters on the floor. What are other characters doing, please? If anything.
And Keros, please do a perception, and also interested in what Victory's doing and her reaction.
Yeah, sure. Give me a roll, please.
Sure. $81 plus 35.
Victory's keeping close to you, and she's definitely looking skittish. She's not enjoying this place particularly much. In terms of anything else, Keros, nothing.
Thank you.
So, Chris, I think Tarquin would be keen to go and look at these sarcophagi, but he wants colleagues, friends, allies. So he'd ask Demos, and he'd remember that the ethanol had kind of helped him out quite a bit when he was maybe a little overcome with emotion. So might see if Neathanol might want to come too. He wants to go exploring, but would need a torch and a colleague.
Yeah, Nathanol doesn't mind. Can I just have a quick look at the ceiling? And also, with
black.
that comment, just rock or
just
carved? Or...
Yeah. Yes, carved.
And can she detect a breeze?
Give me a roll.
$95.
Again, what a shame. You were rolling amazingly on the weekend, Graham.
I'm not doing too badly tonight.
Yeah, no, you are. Plus, what again?
82.
No, you don't detect anything here.
Okay. Yeah, she's happy to hold a torch up and follow Tarquin. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to. What do you do?
Go around each of the
just checking.
Sorry, Tarquin, you first.
I want to go around each of the sarcophagi and perceive to see if there's any buttons, levers, traps, and knobs. I want to see what's in them and around them.
Sure.
Are they movable? Are they false?
Sure.
Do they hold a dead person?
Sure thing. So you head there. I'm going to move Leif's character because it is the one with the lantern, because it's the only one I took. That is actually Neathanol for that. Actually, maybe I can do this. Hang on. Yeah. Actually, give me 1 sec. Actually, and I'll just do a quick bit of this. and we can get a Neathanol up there as well with a lantern. One sec. So there we go. Cool. Should work. Excellent. That worked well. Done. Yep. Done. Where is Neathanol here for me to delete her so we don't have a double lump of Neathanol? Very good. Look at that. Look at that. Just like I bought one. So Neathanol with her lantern moves up here. Yeah, you inspect. You're looking this way, Tarquin. Yeah, the sarcophagi are about that high. You can see. Well, they're exactly that high. They have a relief, stone carved relief, not amazing quality, but of somebody, a man lying down. His hands are like that, folded across his chest, if you can see. And that appears to be, that carving appears to form the decoration of a lid of the stone box. You can see that there is a gap between the lid of which this carving is on and the rest of the stone box. The person is clad with some kind of crown or circlet on them, and they have at their sides, from what you can make out, yet again one of these large falchions, one of these curved swords that you've seen both Silsi and poor Silsi and Pashket and others use.
No runes, nothing to read, no way of opening the sarcophagi.
Nothing. If you had something like a lever or certainly a crowbar would be ideal, you could perhaps lever up this stone lid. The stone lid would be looks to be very, very, very heavy.
Neathanol will be perceiving, looking for traps, false walls, all the rest of it. Any clips or clasps or anything that might be concealed.
Okay, so at this stage, you've only focused your attention here. Are you having a look, for example?
Should we work our way around?
Yes, we'll work our way around, and I think we should ask.
Is there any? Is it like metal? Are they metal or is it stone?
Stone.
Okay.
Stone. So that's
we
so.
Want to ask the big boys if they want to try lifting them up, right?
So Neathanol and Tarquin are there. Demos, Grey, Keros, Etienne, and Mython. What are you guys doing, and where are you?
Etienne will step down on the floor and he'll just start praying.
Okay, where?
At the bottom of the stairs.
Okay,
just
done.
looking around.
Yep, sure. Others?
Keros won't venture too far out, just at the bottom of the stairs also, but not too close to the weird praying metal man.
Okay.
Grey will just be standing on guard. He'll be focusing on what's behind them as well, just in case anything's coming behind them down the stairs.
Okay.
Actually, I think Etienne will step up onto the pedestal and give the soldier a look.
Sure. And Mython and Leif?
Leif will hang with Grey and Keros at the back because he's got the other source of light. Mythan will follow Neathanol and Tarquin's their footsteps, but she will want to look round the corner. So she's,
Sorry, I'm just realizing.
If she's able to have a lift of the sarcophagi lid to see if we can see what's in it.
Yep, hang on. I just realized I wasn't quite as smart as I thought I was.
Maybe we should scope out the place first, huh?
Sure.
Just coming. Load. Cancel. So Leif is back here. Hang on, just coming up on screen now. Leif, you're standing back here. Etienne, you're up on the pedestal. Mithan and Grey. Oh, why have we got 2 Greys?
2 greys is better than 1.
2 Greys is better than 1. Damn it! I just hang on, did something really dumb. Oh, no. 2 Greys is better than 1. That was really silly. There we go. Okay, 2 Greys is better than 1. Let's just delete one of the Greys. There we go. Leif, you're back there with Keros. Etienne, you're up there. Mithan, Demos, and Co are there. Okay, what do you do now, guys?
Oh, sorry. Mithan had gone forward and nearer to Neathanel and Tarquin in their footsteps, sort of thing, and she was wanting to look round the corner because I don't think we've seen down
Okay.
here.
No, you haven't. You haven't. Very good.
Look on the room.
Very good. That's what you see.
So it goes on.
Yeah. Hang on. I'm just having a slight issue with my map. 1 second. Yes, it does go on.
At that point, Tarquin has asked Mithan to help with some lifting. She'd say, yeah, happy to once we've gotten the read on this place. But she's happy to follow.
So, yeah, that's what you see, Mithan. You see more. You can just make out down here a very dim figure. And you think there are more sarcophagi here. I'm not quite sure what's on that back wall yet.
Cool. Her intention is to tag along with Tarquin and Neathanel as they do their investigating, but remain, 10, 15 foot behind them, sort of thing, as they go along.
Okay.
Chris, can Tarquin turn to Neathanel and suggest maybe what we should do is look at each of these and really investigate them hard to see if we can see anything, and we'll just work our way around one by one until we look at the whole place and see what she thinks of it.
Yeah, I think we should be systematic, and as I say, she's looking at perceiving as hard as she can everything under the light.
Okay, so I think we're of a mind. So we're going to do that as a pair, with Mithan following behind us in case something nasty happens. Swords out, obviously.
Cool.
Eros was keen to go with those guys too, with Brittany, and he'll scan everything that comes towards him.
Okay. So, oh damn it, I'm really not having much fun with this map. Just 1 second, guys. I just need to do 1 slide amendment.
If they're moving off, Etienne, I'll follow them too.
Why has that done that? That's helpful. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute or so, guys. And I thought I had organised this map beforehand, and it's reverted. There you go. That's why. Oh, there we go. That's better. That is much better. Interesting when you say to someone, talk amongst yourselves, and no one ever does. Lighting.
Well, my two characters were
interestingly, Chris, there's extremely good research that shows if you have a group of intelligent people, the best way to derive silence from them is to ask the question, are there any questions?
Interesting.
Because no one wants to make themselves to sound like a fool. And if you're on the telephone, and I wonder if this is like this, if you say to someone, just let me know what's going on, or talk amongst yourself, you make a generic comment, it shuts everyone up and closes everyone down, which when you guys ring call centers is why they use that strategy.
Got it.
It shuts you up, you hang up, and
Got
get
it.
on to the next person.
Lovely. Thank you. Interesting. Okay, so that's what you can see.
That's good.
And
Plus
Mithan,
Mithan, plus this.
Demos, and the others at the back. What are these 4 doing? Etienne was getting up and having a look at the.
Etienne's following along. Etienne's after having a look, he'll follow on.
Yeah. And Leif's suggestion is that perhaps he and Keros and Grey just follow on behind Etienne. So we're all within eye shot of
Yes.
each other pretty much most of the time, not separated, but not etched.
Yes.
So it's sort of in two groups then, Chris. So the last four or whatever,
Yep, done.
back from the first.
Got it. Cool. So you're inspecting each of these sarcophagi as you go around, and each one is very similar to the next. Although you are noticing a couple of things. You've seen now 1, 2, 3, 4. These ones here just seem to be a bit older, a bit more time worn. The stonework is just a bit more degraded, I guess is probably the word. But other than that, pretty similar.
Does Etienne sort of recognise any of this? Are there any is there any heraldry? Is there anything that Etienne might connect to, or
there is definitely every now and then there are these images that you saw outside of animals. You haven't seen another swan, just to preempt you. But yes, there have been other images of animals around.
But in the same vein, Tarquin wants to use his lore to see if there's anything he recognizes particularly. So he's, are there ill omens here?
Sure.
So
Give
he has a
me a roll.
human and devil perception.
Yep. Oh, demon and devil law. Yeah, please give me a roll.
Ugh, 30.
Remember, it's masked.
Oh, excellent.
Remember, it's masked. 30 could be an amazing roll. Plus, what's his skill?
Yeah, only 28. He's working on it.
Nothing here that he particularly notices.
And nothing here from his teaching or beliefs, Chris.
No, not that he's aware of. No.
Thank you.
You get up to this corner. First group and the second group are slightly behind.
Tarquin's feeling rash. He'd crouch down, so he'd poke his head around the corner at like the height of his feet and take a look, and then poke his head back.
Could you give me a perception roll, please, Type?
$42.
Okay. Okay. Firstly, this is what he sees. Comes around the corner. He sees light. Is the first thing he sees.
Interesting.
You can just make it out there. It's faint, very faint, and not quite as plentiful as you can see through there. Just in the distance, can you see? Yep. So yeah.
Can I just check, Chris?
Hang on. Please give me a second to give the narration, and then ask some more questions, please. Daylight, you think, not torchlight or any artificial light. Very faint, and it's probably not as plentiful as that. That's the first thing he sees. Second thing, he and certainly Neathanol hears is a stir. Something has shifted. There is something down here, further in. Where? You don't know.
Oh, Nathaniel would indicate to the others, pointing and without speaking, saying there's something there, indicating, mouthing that. Yeah.
Cool. Etienne, Tarquin, definitely the floor's yours, please.
Okay, so I think what Tarquin wants to do is prepare and cast a spell.
Yep.
The spell he wants to cast. Oh, do you want me to cast it or tell you it first? Oh, maybe.
How long's he preparing for?
Yeah. 40 seconds, so he's maximally prepared. Cool. Waving hands, whatever it is he needs to do.
Cool. So he doesn't get incantations, but he does get waving hands. Does anybody in that 40 seconds? Does anybody do anything I should be aware of? Need to be aware of.
Nathanel starts preparing. Etienne prepares and moves into the center of the group.
In Tarquin will tell the group he's going to cast a spell called Phantom Step, and this allows him to be completely silent while he moves, and that will enable him to hopefully sneak a little closer unless someone has a better plan. Has anyone got a better plan?
I think Nathanel will just urge him not to say anything.
You whisper very quietly and then be silent.
Okay.
Mithan will prepare.
Okay. Any other actions from anybody else?
Grey will prepare as well.
Eros feels she probably doesn't need it, but she might start preparing as well.
Cool. Tarquin, you've prepared for 40 seconds. And yes, you definitely heard shuffle, perhaps a low moan or groan or something.
Oh, someone needs a cuddle by the sounds of things.
Doesn't everybody need a cuddle?
Not from Tarquin, mind. He's not the cuddling sort, but...
Is he not? I guess he's not.
Surprisingly enough. 39.
39. The spell goes off.
So obviously now he can move in absolute silence. And so, can I just, from a mechanics perspective, check I've got this right, Chris? He can be maximally prepared and move. He just needs to continue to concentrate on his preparation. Is that right?
So remember, with preparation, you can only move 10%. So you're shuffling at 10% of your movement if you are preparing. So
I think that's fine. It will. Yeah, so... And how far is the distance? I mean, God, these things have been here forever. He's going to be maximally prepared and move very slowly and very silently. And I guess just so you are aware, Chris, he's never going to step more than a foot away from himself. So this spell gives him a kind of a cone of silence within a foot. And so he's going to move very, very slowly, perceiving the crap out of everything.
Sure.
Trying to see if he can figure out what's going on, if he can figure out what the sound is. Will he have his sword out? I think he's got his sword out and he'll be prepared. So he'll be walking at 10% of his action.
Okay. While Tarquin is very, very utterly silent, like he literally makes no sound, anybody else doing anything other than prep? Everybody's now fully prepped 4 rounds. Going once, going twice.
No, I mean, they're ready to cast.
Yeah.
Etienne is urging people to punch, and I hope they know why.
Tarquin, you creep around here, and you peer, and there's not quite as much light as this, but you see 1, 2 horrible figures. They've got their backs to you. You've seen such things before. These horrible things. Their backs are to you. And yeah, they're standing some close, actually, 30 foot away from you.
And I presume they haven't moved at all.
They're just kind of swaying with their backs to you.
Okay, it's not like they've turned around, seen silent Tarquin. And so what he's now going to do is creep super silently. I guess now he will be unprepared. He's got to, well, so before he does anything, can he do a perception? He wants to perceive to see if he can see anything else. Is there a, virginal figure tied to the altar about to get killed? Is there runes on the wall? Is there anything else he can see?
Give me a roll.
Masked, I presume. No, unmasked. Unmasked.
What was the roll?
97.
Oh,
97.
Good roll. You definitely, 2 figures for sure. 1, 2, and you can just make out the second one there. A raised sarcophagus this time here. Short flight of stairs. The alcove that they're in is just that. It is just a raised alcove. It doesn't seem to go any further. The rest of the complex definitely does go this way, and you can make out as I said, some very faint daylight there, and also you can feel the very slightest of breezes from the outside on your face.
So can I check, Chris? The characters are moving. The raised thing is definitely a sarcophagus like the others, not a dais.
No, it's
The
a different.
light
No, it's a different sarcophagus. It's a raised sarcophagus. These ones here were set into the wall.
Yep, no, that's all good. But definitely a sarcophagus. The light looks like daylight, as you stated, and there's no shadows or movement in that daylight.
Can't see it.
That's okay. And the breeze is coming from where? Where the daylight is?
Yes.
Okay, so he's going to unprepare, so he can move a little bit faster, but we'll shuffle back quietly, totally silently. And look, the reality is he's going to find Etienne, the person in the party he trusts the most, and relay this information to the party. And ask what the party thinks we should do. So Tarquin's view is we should go and chop these dudes up, but he's going to ask what people think and what he thinks we should do. The spell he's cast lasts 8 minutes, so I don't know how long he has been moving for, Chris, or how long it's
Oh
been
God, matter of minutes, maybe tops, absolute tops.
I'll tell people that this is finished, but he could cast it again if necessary.
Etienne would just urge everyone to be quiet. He would cast what he's been preparing silently.
Okay.
Can I just?
And then he would indicate that he wants people to wait.
Okay, give me a roll if he's casting something.
52.
Yep, the spell successfully goes off.
So he's just cast Courage. The duration of the spell, all within the area of effect, which is 10 feet radius, which is why he's urged everyone to bunch up. Everyone may make a second RR against any fear or panic effect. The second is made with an additional +10 modifier.
Cool. Very good.
And then he'd like to start preparing again.
Okay. I didn't hear that these characters at the back had moved up. What's the area of effect, please, Etienne?
All right, he wouldn't have cast it until they had bunched up.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I had written in chat that Mythan and Leif are happy to bunch up, and Leif would of course encourage.
So I'd now like stalk rolls from the 4 characters at the back to come up to get within range of Etienne. Please. And these are unmasked.
Leif rolled a Kyros. Leif rolled a 73.
Okay.
And he's got a skill of 56.
56, sure, thank you. Good. Kyros, what did you roll?
96.
Roll again, Kyros.
Okay. Oops, sorry. I've done it wrong. 18.
Okay, cool. And don't believe you have a stalk and hide.
I don't.
Yep. So neg 20. So Kyros kind of, with their hunch in her one arm and what remains of Kyros, lurches forward. But you are reasonably silent, Kyros. With a roll like that, you certainly are. Leif and who am I missing?
Gray.
Great. Yes, Gray and Leif, please.
Gray rolled an 80.
Oh, good roll. Yep.
And his stalk and hide is +83.
Oh, very good. Yeah, you're fine. Yep, you're pretty damn quiet as well. And then lastly, Leif.
Leif was a 73.
Cool. Yeah. Okay.
Stalk and hide. Yeah, cool.
Etienne, they're all within. Well, I'm assuming they're within range. It's like a 10 or 20 foot range. I'm guessing. So take that roll as read. everybody now has that ability.
Great. And then he'd sort of just urge people to pause so he can prepare again.
Okay.
Nathaniel, however, will crouch to the floor and put the torch on the floor without dropping it, so it just rests.
Okay.
And then silently draw her short sword.
Cool. Could you give me a could you give me a maneuver for that, please? I'm just interested in no failures.
85.
Yeah, you're fine. You put the torch down. I'm not going to put the torch down for you, but you do put the torch down. It kind of splutters. It still continues burning, but you leave it there.
Leif would put the lantern down as well.
Okay. Okay. Done. So we've got a lantern. Damn it! This is going to get fiddly. Okay. So there's a torch here, and there's a lantern at Leif's feet. Yeah, is that right, Leif?
He'd put it slightly to the side so he's not going to kick it, and he'd silently get his shield out.
Yep. So again, I'd like a maneuver, please. No failures.
Yep. 42.
Done. Yep. Anybody else doing anything I need to be aware of?
No.
What do you do?
Well, once those rounds have eclipsed, if it's all right with everyone else, he will kind of, if everyone's ready to move into play, he needs to get sight on those two things. However, he's going to make a lot of noise when he walks. So he kind of indicates to them, sort of count down for them to run around the corner.
So can
Does that work for
in
everybody?
very low tones make a suggestion? If he and somebody else who's a good bowman draw their swords, Tarquin could creep around the corner. These guys didn't seem to move. He could cast Phantom Step again. He's got lots of power points. And try and get close to them and essentially shoot them. Did they die with unmagical weapons last time? I can't remember.
More slowly. The thing is, Etienne's going to cast Repel Undead, so
okay.
It might be good to try that and then see what happens afterwards.
I'm going to see if I can cast Silent Step on him. Just give me.
Well, I think as long as we all run around the corner together, I don't think it really matters. We don't. He just needs to see them.
Well, let's go get him. Although, I'm curious about the fact we're 100 feet down and can see daylight. It doesn't make sense.
It's obviously leading out maybe into the passageway, but that's. Should we do that anyway? And we're going to face them anyway, so he'll have a go at trying to turn them, and then go from there and into battle, right? Is that okay? All right. Well, Chris, how fast can Etienne move while holding a spell?
Sorry?
How fast can Etienne move while holding a spell?
Holding a spell? What do you mean holding a spell?
He's prepared a spell.
So, yep. Remember, yep. So remember 10%.
Okay. And so, how long would it take him to get to that corner and peer around?
You tell me. It is.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just about to tell you. It is 23 foot away.
Right. So he moves at 60 a foot. So that's quite quick.
3 rounds, yeah.
He moves at 70 feet around, walking. And he said he could move 10 foot around. Ah, okay.
10%, which is 7 foot. Yeah.
7 foot. All right, I got you. Oh well, he may just have to follow behind then, and cast after the first round.
Okay. What do we do?
In which case, well, so I think we want Tarquin and somebody else with a short sword, a bow, to knock arrows, sneak around the corner, and essentially go out and take some pot shots, right? How many of us have bows and arrows?
Mithan can. But hang on a minute. I don't think it's worth it. Well, I don't know. It's not. Hers won't be strung. And how long does the courage spell last?
Courage spell lasts 1 round per level, so 8 rounds. You may as well get on with it.
So that has been cast. The time is taken.
How long does it take to load a string a bow?
2 rounds.
Oh, okay. So 3 out of our 5 rounds, out of our 8 rounds. I think that's possible. Yep.
All right. Well, he'll follow your
Okay.
lead then.
Cool. So she would she be able to do that reasonably silently?
Give me some rolls, please.
Yep. So this is.
When you do the same, and then we'll sneak around the corner, shoot at them.
Yep.
Drop our bows
Yep.
and
Sounds good.
and finish them off.
Yep. Sounds good.
Cool.
So yep. Mithan rolled a 47.
Okay, cool. You get bow strung, and what a Tarquin roll for quietly.
Sorry, it's just coming. 68.
Yeah, fair, quite enough. You sheath swords, string bows, put arrows on strings. These two are ready to move. Tarquin, your 8 minutes is still well and truly enough. Right now is that's 4 rounds into the 8 rounds.
We go.
Okay.
You're going to take shots, right, Pete?
Yep. Move up, take shot.
So I'm now going into rounds. So this is into the 4th round of that spell being cast. Rolling initiative. Based on Tarquin, you're first to act.
Okay, so he's going to shoot the one he's got the best view on.
Okay.
Through the eye, please, Chris.
So he moves up. And Mithan to move up.
Please.
Is she stalking?
She sure is.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have said that. But
I forgot to minus your negative 21 from all the activities you've been doing, Tarquin, because of your bruising, by the way. So you were lucky. GM just simply missed it.
Sorry, my mistake. I had a look. So I've got these body renewal spells, all of which improve hits and all of this stuff, but there doesn't seem to be any spell to fix this.
Yep.
I don't know what this minus 21 is.
Just bruising, basically.
It seems inconsistent. There isn't like a bruise repair, I presume, because the. Okay, that's fine. Look, we will just do it.
Cool. What was the roll for the stalk, please, Pete?
Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, 89.
Cool. 89. Yes, you're silent. You and Tarquin are there. During that round, while these two move up, any other? I'm assuming people are fully. Yeah. Tell me what other people are doing. What's Etienne doing this round?
As soon as he hears those arrows release, he'll start moving, holding his spell, taking it, going to look around the corner. Neathanol will, as soon as the bows are released, dash round behind.
So next round. So she's not doing anything this round. What's left in this round?
He would move up a little. He'd move up towards the front, but not be in anyone's way.
Cool.
So,
give me a stalk roll, please.
Yep. 82.
82. Okay. Yeah. Good rolling. So you tell me where you want to place him, please.
Yeah, slightly to the left.
Okay.
Yep. Perfect. So long as he's not going to be in anyone's way, that's cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Great. Kiros, during this round, while these two are moving up, what are you doing?
So she was still preparing. Can she move for what is it? 10% action if preparing. So she'll move forward for 10%.
Okay, give me a stalk. Give me a stalk roll.
Oh, yep. 36 with no skill.
36 with no skill. What is your... So that is a poor roll.
It is.
25. What's stalking, please, guys? What are the stats for stalking?
Oh. Agility and self-discipline.
Thank you. Can you...
Self-discipline is 13. Agility is 23. 36.
18. 25 minus 18 is 7. So 36 minus 7. So just as these two get into place, there is a very familiar and very terrible noise, and Mithan and Tarquin, you've just got into place when there's a crunch or a step behind you, and these things make that noise, spin round. Yeah, that's my point. So I was asking people what you were doing while you were moving up.
Sorry, name.
Can I ask, please, for Tarquin and for Mithan to make a just coming. A fear resistance roll based on channeling. Just 1 second. Get it up. In a second. Just give me 1 sec, guys, please. Resistance. And that is number 2. That is number 1. Oh. Who would like to go first? Tarquin or Mithan? Take a pick. Tarquin, you're away. What level is Tarquin, please? 8.
So he's level 8. I just got Finn on the phone. What do you want me to do, Chris?
Give me a resistance roll.
Thank you. 28.
28 to 8, and what's his channeling, please?
$23.
Oh, plus 23. He's fine. Tarquin, you stand your ground. Yes. Unfortunately, this thing runs and attacks you. And we'll come to that in a second. Distance of 38. It is going to hit you this round. But first, the resistance roll. Actually, I'll roll the attack on you now. It does get a minus because it's running and attacking. It comes rushing at you, horribly fast. Oh, no, moderately fast, Tarquin. Your DB is 13, correct? Tarquin?
Sorry, Chris?
Your DB is 13? Yes. And it slashes at you. Does you 7 and a B, unfortunately, Tarquin. Minor forearm wounds. You're stunned next round. You take 2 hits a round. You're at -10, and plus 4 hits. Rinse and repeat for Mithan. Can you please make a channeling resistance roll?
67 plus 30.
And she is 10th level. She's fine. You stand your ground as well, Mithan. but the same thing happens for you as you're creeping up to the boat. So your action was to very, very, very cautiously move this distance to get into position this round to fire, next round to fire. The thing's heard you, or it's heard Keros, it's rushed down and it's attacked you. It does have a, like Tarquin's one, it does have a minus on its maneuver because it's moving and attacking.
Sure. So she's got a shield.
She can't, she's got a bow in her hand.
Oh, true. My mistake. So she's got a DB of 22.
Cool, thank you.
Of course she's not very...
20. There we go. And swing and a miss. So unlike poor Tarquin, she manages to step to one side as this revolting thing tries to attack her. You guys are both now in melee, and you can't use your bows. That is the end of that round.
Oh, can Leif please move? Because his activity wasn't moved too far. He moved just a couple of feet. Can he react to this and move, or is it not?
No. Into the round. Into the rounds. Next round. Initiative. Anybody's initiative that I need to know about. Anybody's change to initiative I need to know about. Going once. Going twice.
Nephilim's casting.
She's casting. Cool. So what does that change your initiative to, please?
Plus 35.
She normally has plus 32, which is huge, so that she gets another 3 on top of that. Thank you. Cool. Saved. Off. Guess what? Yathanel, you go first. Say again, sorry.
She's been preparing, so she'd like to cast that spell.
Go for it.
$67.
67. The spell goes off.
So she is casting a well-aimed attack. The next attack made by the caster within 1 minute of casting the spell receives a bonus of 25.
Done. Cool. So she casts the spell for 75. What does she do with the remaining 25?
Moves.
Moves? Where?
Well, around. I mean, she doesn't want to. She'll move in, but just short of. She wants to attack next round, so she'll come in without being attacked now. So she'll come in behind the other two, and get ready to move and attack next round.
Cool. Same thing again. I'd like you to make a channeling resistance roll. Otherwise, flee in terror. What level is she?
88.
Cool.
Her level, it's
she's fine.
10.
With an 88, she's absolutely fine. So she's horrified, revolted, terrified by these things, but she stands her ground. Cool. Next to act is Leif.
We'd like to run right round and attack the one on Mithan.
Cool. Now, remembering that there is a torch here. It's so irritating. So there is enough light from both a torch, lantern over here and a torch here to see in this area here, but anything further into here, you're going to be struggling. But yes, there's enough flickering. It's quite an eerie scene, but there is enough light for you to figure out what's going on. Sure, he wants to do that. The distance, I'm going to give you a negative 24 to your attack. You will get a flank, but first off, before you do, can you also make a resistance roll? Otherwise, you run and flee. And what level is he, please?
41, and he's level 9.
9, lovely. He is also. Oh, what's his channeling?
10 plus 10.
10. He is also fine. He runs around, gets a flank on this one, noticing without the light, and with a negative for his movements. You're on.
Yep. He would like to be parrying 20, please.
20.
So attacking at 80.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna 119. Sees 119 times 0.8 equals that. Cool. Attack. Attack of 85.
Nice.
And
85, cool. And it's a flank attack, definitely. And he is parrying 20, and he's also moved about 20. Very good. That.
Sorry, his. Did you want his bonus minus the parry?
Yes, please. I'm just going to ask
Sorry, 95.
5. Yep, great. Excellent. Main question I want to know is this a magic weapon or otherwise?
It is magic.
It is magic. Very good. Cool. So you do it a massive amount of damage. 30 and a D slash. Roll the D, please.
100. 63.
63,
Not
so
60,
close.
Not 66, 63.
You smack it in its forearm. You do another 4 hits.
Cool. Thanks.
And kind of a bit of it falls off, like part of its muscle kind of tears away. Yep. Not the case.
Thank you.
Done. And... Excellent. Next to act. Grey, you can't see what's happening, but you've heard these horrible noises, these ominously familiar noises. What do you do, please?
He's gonna get in front of Kyros and kind of just. I don't know if he wants to get involved. Yes, he is. I think he wants to. He'd want to see what's happening, but he also wouldn't want to leave her by herself. So he'd probably try and he'd go forwards and poke his head around so he can see what was happening.
Okay. So
and he'd have his sword up and his sorry, not his sword. He'd have his axe out and his shield up, ready to go.
okay. So Grey can come around the corner. Enough to probably get a limp. Oh no, you probably can't see these things yet to require a fear resistance roll. But you can see that there's 2 horrible figures there, and your companions are in the process of fighting them.
Cool.
Tarquin.
He'd like to opportunity attack if he sees one of his friends go down. He'd like to be able to rush in and take a swing.
Cool. Tarquin, you just round the corner, ready to shoot this round, when these hideous things saw you have come up and hit you. You are stunned this round. Hello, Tarquin.
You don't require anything from me, do you, Chris? I'm stunned. He'll move back as far as he can.
Okay. There is Neathanel right behind him. He's kind of wedged in. He would need to make some kind of maneuver to get out of that literally quite tight spot, which would be at -50. -50?
There's clearly space right along there. It looks like it's about a foot. He's a slight guy who's going to jump, dive, do whatever he can to get around there.
Cool. Okay, so can you please give me a light maneuver at -50?
30.
30. Cool. And what is his moving and armor skill, please?
Where will I find that, Chris?
It's a skill. Moving and armor, light, soft leather.
Okay, yeah, 20. Oh, no. Yeah, 20.
20. Cool. -50 is 0. Yeah, you get about 30% of your way along, Tarquin. You're reeling from being struck, so you effectively stay pretty much as you are, maybe a little bit further along, about there.
Cool.
Whoops. Very good. Next up is Etienne.
So Etienne will hold his spell and move forward as far as he can.
Okay, so can you tell me what that is, please?
It's 10% movement, so I understand. So that would be 7 feet.
Okay. He moves to there. There you go. Done. Okay. Right. Mithun, you are holding a bow. This thing is right on you. What do you do?
Sorry, can I just point out, Leif is a bit too far turned, by the way. I'm just aware that, yeah, and he wouldn't have his back to the darkness.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
it's
his side. Yeah.
it's just the way that just the way the figure
Cool.
is.
Cool. Mithun would like to drop her bow in a safe place for 0 action and draw her sword for 20.
Yep.
And how much to draw her shield too? Is that a ridiculous thing to do? Like awkward.
30%.
30%.
Get something off her back or get something out of her backpack. I think it's 30%.
Oh, sorry. Cool. Yep. Sorry, I could have done that. Writing off her back, is it?
Or equivalent.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Sort of, yeah. Okay, so it's sort of like picking up something from the ground, like a bit of a.
Yeah, it's not as easy as drawing a sword in your scabbard at your side. It's a bit more cumbersome. 30%. Yeah, 30%'s right.
She'll get her sword, her shield for 30.
Yes.
And then she'll parry and split parry if she needs to for 50.
Okay. Okay. Done. Thank
Thanks.
you. This one turns. It was facing Mithun. It's now facing Leif. Mithun, you have a flank, and it attacks you, Leif. You've just hit it, and it doesn't like that very much.
He doesn't like that.
No.
So we're even.
We are even. We are even. Hasn't run this round. Ooh. And it just rolled a 96.
Oh no.
Plus a 72.
Oh man.
I've got Leif's DB as 19. Does he have his shield out?
He sure does.
Okay. So that's
got it out, and he was parrying 20%, which is plus
24. 18. Oh, he's parrying 24. Thank you. Hang on, that might make a difference. Didn't make a difference. Still the same result. 18 in a D, and I rolled a 22. You'll be pleased to hear.
Ooh,
so slashes with its talons on your side. You're stunned next round and cannot parry. I'm going to say it's this round because Leif hasn't acted yet, correct? He hasn't acted this round. He ran last round?
No, he has acted this round. He came around and attacked it this round, right?
No, this is the second round. No, he hasn't acted this round.
Leif has.
Pretty sure he hasn't.
Well, that's why the first round was the round they attacked us, and we.
Yes, he has. He has.
Yeah.
So it is next round. You're right.
I don't know why I'm asking.
Yep. No, you're right. Cool. Done. So Leif must parry next round. Okay. Keros, you've heard sheer bloody mayhem take place on the other side of the wall. What do you do?
So the original plan of sneaking around and firing shock bolts has not gone well. Can she move... If she was to move 25% directly out... which she? She right at the back there? Or is she...
She's alone in the dark.
Oh yeah, let's get out of that. She'll have to go around the back of her mates
Mm-hmm.
and just continually moving out because she'd like to take a shot. So she'll move as far as she needs to, you know, and shoot in on the diagonal. On. Oh yeah, actually that might be better, but maybe not that close. She'll as close as she can get without hitting someone.
So she absolutely cannot take a shot here
She
without
can't.
hitting
Okay.
a friend. So where does she move?
Which is the character on the side in front of Mithan?
So
Is that one of yours? Is that Mithan?
Leif, Neathanol, Mithan, and that's Tarquin.
Oh, that's Tarquin. Oh, we won't shoot him. Can she come around the wall, please? Next to Tarquin, would she be able to see round the wall? Like, peer around, shoot, and then come back?
She doesn't. There's too many of her companions in the way. She would absolutely be shooting directly into her friend's back.
Okay, so she won't shoot this round. She'll come round to near where Leif is, please. If she may.
Now let me just figure out the distance. She's on reduced movement because of her injuries. How far can she move it around?
Yep. So her...
It's 30.
It's movement, isn't it?
Movement or maneuver.
Is it 37?
37. Cool. So she can get up to as far as there. That's 37. So you tell me where. That's the limit of where she can go.
Closer to Leif, if possible.
Up there.
Yeah. Sorry, your little screen box is blocking the. Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. When she comes around and she gets to there, she does see these creatures and all their horror. Don't forget, the light source is actually there, but there's still enough light for her to make out these shadowy, horrible figures. And again, like her companions, Neathanol, did we roll? Yes, we did roll for you, Neathanol. Can we roll a resistance roll for Keros, please?
Okay. Whoops. Oh, error. Can't roll a 0-sided dice. 36 plus... is it channeling, did you say?
Yes.
25.
25. Again, no problem for any of you guys. Yeah, she comes around and she resists the horror and she stands there, correct?
Yeah.
Cool. Done. That's her.
And she calls out, "I'm so sorry."
Number two doesn't like Tarquin and is going to hit Tarquin again. However, it rolls a not great result, but enough. 4 and a D tiny Tarquin. It barely scratches you. Its fingernail barely grazes you. Although, as we discovered on the weekends with the Twilight game, tinies can be bad. But in this case, Tarquin, you're really lucky. No problem. 3 more hits. It is literally just a graze. Just touches you. But that was 4 and a D tiny Tarquin. Next up is
4 plus 3 for the D, Chris.
Correct.
So I keep a track.
Correct. Last but not least, Demos.
Where is Demos? See, he's all the way back there. He's missing out. He'd like to come round. See any gaps that he can get in for a little jabby jab?
I'm going to say it's pretty blocked all the way. Oh,
Yeah.
he can with a polearm for a minus. He can reach through the gap and stab, but he can always come around the back.
No, I don't know if he wants to come around the back. the minus wouldn't be like he wouldn't be close to hitting any of his friends. Would
No,
he? He'd
no,
be-
that's the absolute benefit of having a long, pointy spear. That is one of the benefits of it.
Yeah,
Uh,
he'd like to do that.
so second line polearm attacks can attack past front line at -10.
Cool. Yep, he'd be interested in doing that.
Okay. So he moves 22, so a -22 for his attack as he moves. Again, like everybody else, I'd like you to please make a resistance roll, a fear resistance roll. So far, everybody has been successful. Give me a roll.
39.
39. That could be interesting. It's getting close. What is his level? What is his level, please?
Level 8.
Level 8. He needed to beat a 36. It all comes down to his channeling. What's his channeling, please?
His channeling is -5. Oh no, -1.
-1. He's fine. But by a maximum of by 2. Demos, you're quaking in your boots. Your very pretty legs shivering a little bit. But you stand your ground, like all of your companions have very bravely done. You have your pointy stick out, and you stabby stab.
Excellent.
The only target you can go for is this one here. Give me a roll.
He's happy to go for it. What is it he'll go for? He'll go for it. And he does a massive 28.
28. Sure. One question to ask, please. Is this a magic spear?
I think it was a magic spear. Let me just see if I can find out anything about it.
Brittany, she's magic.
Brittany is magic. I mean, come on. I can't see anything about it. Yeah.
I think we're determined actually at that.
It just says
Sorry.
It says if ST75 plus can use second long tool slot. I don't know what that means. No, actually that doesn't sound exciting at all. Yeah,
On
it
the
doesn't.
on the XP sheet, it just says spear +10.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's just a well-made spear because
10 plus non-magic spear.
Non-magic spear, that's right. Because if you remember the very first battle with these things, Demos, you vainly and successfully kind of poke it into this thing, and the spear does go in, but there's no damage to it.
So he'd be very, if he can catch it, he's quite interested in those statues because they're also holding spears and they look magic, so he might go try and steal one of those spears next time.
They are made out of stone, by the way.
Ah,
sorry.
Can't catch breath.
You really can't. That's the end of that round. Rolling initiative. Any initiative changes I should be aware of? Nyathnal had a bonus last time because she was casting a spell. Is anybody else doing anything I should be aware of this round? Going once, going twice.
Yeah, Grey's gonna move up next to Kiros.
Sure, but does that?
No, yeah, sorry, no.
So it's a change to your initiative if you've either got an arrow on the string or a magic spell ready to be used.
Yep.
Cool. Or you're using magic versus your normal. There you go. Okay, save. We're off. Nyathnal, you are first to act.
She'd like to run. You see that the corner there, off to the right. Yeah, sort of inwards from there, sort of where the black meets the brown. She's going to run to there.
Okay. So she doesn't have the lights. She can see better than the humans can, but she is getting further away from the light source, which is here, her drop torch, and the lantern, which is here. So just a reminder.
Sorry, how far is that distance?
From what to what? Sorry.
The distance she's travelled.
Oh, sure. Yep. It was there. 24 foot.
So could she hide in shadows?
Yeah. There's the yeah. There would be. I wonder if I can do this. Hang on a second. Let me just see if I can get fancy. Just a second. Is this? Maybe this might work.
Yeah, but I kind of get what you mean anyway.
Can't get fancy. Yes, there would definitely be some shadows. Yep. So she's run there, and what does she do for the remainder of her round?
She's just going to hide in the shadows.
Okay. Hiding is you need a full round to do this, but she begins to hunker down.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Oh, okay. All right.
She begins to hunker down. Get it.
All right.
Okay. Next up is Leif. You're stunned this round.
For sure. He would like to. Is there any way that he doesn't want to be giving his flank to the dark? Even his flank to the dark. He'd like to rotate so he's more facing the stairs. You know what I mean? Well, maybe that's not a good idea. Okay, no.
He can't if he.
Whilst he's. Sorry.
Tell me. Yep.
Oh, I was going to say no. He just is going to be aware that he is vulnerable to the dark, and so he's got to parry this round. He'll split his parry if he needs to, and just be aware that there's a gap there, and he'll try to sort of keep an eye on it, if you know what I mean. But he'll parry the one in front of him.
Parry. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Well, he's got a full parry, right?
He's stunned this round. Yeah, he can full parry. Sure.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not stun no parry.
I thought it was stun must. Oh, cool.
Was it stun must parry? I don't know.
You said stun must parry before.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
And he'll split it if he needs to, but he's trying to be aware that over there, there could be something. Oh, thank you.
Tarquin, you are bleeding at 2 rounds. You have a negative 31 on you, but you are now no longer stunned. You have a bow in your hand. What would you like to do?
He's going to full parry, so he'll drop his bow, draw his sword, which I think is 20% action, full parry.
Okay, done. With the remaining 80. Excellent. Mithan.
Mithan would like to attack the one on Tarquin, please. Is she able to reach? She is using a broadsword.
Yeah, I'd say if she was using a shorter weapon, she couldn't, but she can reach across. Yeah, she can reach across and get a flank on it. Just.
Cool. Also, just to note that because we weren't able to move the piece, but Tarquin was a little bit further back, wasn't he?
He'd moved back a smidge, about there.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool. So she would like to be aware of splitting her parry as well. She'll attack with 70%.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
And attacking that one there. Go for it.
Oh, it's an attack of 81.
81. Cool. Sorry, I'll just come back. I'll come back to the attack in just 1 second. So hold the 81. I just need to do something else. Cool. Very good. Mithan. There's Mithan on that one there. An attack of 81.
Correct.
Nice. And what is her bonus, please?
Plus 73.
73. Cool. I said I'll give you a flank. And yep. So that's a very solid. Is it a magic sword? I'm assuming it is.
Sure is. Yeah.
Yeah. That's 30 in a D. Roll a D, please.
Believe it or not, 55.
5-5.
5-5 indeed.
Hits it in its chest. Smack with the broadsword. 5 hits. And again, you dice out some flesh and parts of this thing, this decaying, rotting corpse, just kind of fall to bits under your blade. It's definitely kind of deteriorating, being hit.
She did a crit. This is her shock sword. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah? Yep.
Yep. So can she please do her shock bolt attack?
Sure. Yep.
And I wrote something special about this. I forgot what it was. Let me just find it. Where is it? Shock bolt sword says the broadsword can cast shock bolt. The wielder must first make a melee attack and score a critical. He can then roll a point blank shock bolt. This will function up to 3 times a day. The sword is also possible. But then knows how to use. GM decision. Foe gets only half DB on shock bolt, i.e. the shock bolt only goes once contact is made.
Okay. Done. So yes, you can. What's the OB used? Does it say?
So she's at great expense to herself, 15 development points. She has got a directed spell skill in it.
Okay, great. Shock bolt, and what's her? Sorry, she's and 15.
No, she'll roll the roll. You mean?
No. What is her skill with shock bolt?
It costs 15 development points for 1 rank. Her skill is 31.
31. Okay, that's not awful.
Yep. It's not awful, no.
It's good. Yep. Roll the attack.
Roll. Come on, don't get a 12. Oh, I got a 12.
Okay. Unfortunately, that is a miss, Mithan. So it does go off, but it don't hit.
No worries. Thank you.
Okay, next up is Grey. Grey, you're here.
Cool. Yeah, you'd like to kind of get up more into where the people are. I don't know if he's going to be able to reach anybody with anything that he's got without accidentally chopping someone's arm off or anything. So, just trying to, sorry, I'm not sure what he wants to do really. Where are the two? Where are the two? There's one in front of Leif and one in front of Tarek.
Yep.
I think he's just going to. He would just go and stand kind of behind Tarquin and be ready to jump in and attack if he can. He's just going to go and do 100% parry.
Cool. So at this stage, I didn't ask you to make a fear roll before because you couldn't really see them. You can now.
Yep.
Please give me a resistance roll.
Cool.
So far, everybody has managed to make this.
Oh.
What was the roll?
52.
52. You're fine. You guys had a great roll. Yeah, you're absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Great.
Cool.
Next up is 2. This one's just been attacked, so it's hit Tarquin twice. Tarquin hasn't done anything to it, but it's going to attack the big ugly thing that's just hit it. Nathan. It takes a swing. It's now turns to face you, Nathan. Bada boom. And what was that about rolling a 12? Yeah, it's nails just great on your shield, Mithan. Doesn't even come close to hitting you. You're fine. Demos, you're next.
He's feeling a bit defeated without any magical instruments. He's just gonna try and use the spear to just kind of keep them back away from the people. So he's just gonna keep prodding them back with his spear and just kind of hold them back if he can.
Done.
To help keep them away from people. He's just ready to defend.
Done. Basically, he's sticking a spear into them. With unfortunately relatively limited effect. There is unfortunately another horrible noise and the sounds of running feet. Oh, we don't have battle sounds on. Just remember that. That's awful. Yeah, just in the future, folks, if you realise we're having in the middle of a fight and we don't have our dramatic sound effects, please let me know. Right. Just coming. More than one, definitely here. Coming back to the screen. One of these hideous things comes belting around the corner and rushes up and attacks Leif. It has moved and attacked, and it definitely will have a minus on its attack. This is a fresh lot of these. This is another one, another set, if you will, another wave. And again, Leif, I'd like you, please, to make a resistance roll. Otherwise, we run screaming. Everybody's done really well so far. Give me a roll, please.
91.
You are fine, Leif, and I'll ask everybody else, please, to make a roll. It's just run, so Leif, it will have some, definitely quite a minus, and it is attacking you on your side. It will get a flank.
He's going to parry. He's going to split his parry, please.
Yep, sure. How much is he parrying, please?
He's going to parry. So he's got a BB of that. He's going to parry 50, please. So that's using 60. So the 10% because he's expecting to. Yeah. So he's parrying 50, please.
So 50 is not the percentage, but the total. Is that right?
That's the total. Yep.
Great. And you did say you were keeping an eye on that on that door, so I'll give you that. Yeah, comes up running, and it's the running and the fact it's acted, swings widely, Leif, and it misses.
Thank you.
Keros, you have just seen a new wave of these things, or at least one of them, and the sounds of another one coming. Again, I'd like you to make a fear resistance roll.
Cognizance, for sure. $26.
Ooh, that is low.
Plus 25.
So,
Don't forget you got plus 10,
do.
and you get another go if you fail.
Oh, you get plus 10 on this roll, and you get another go? Is that right?
Let's read it again. Oh no, just the second is plus 10.
Okay. So, Keros, this... You needed to beat 30. What is your channeling again? I think it's quite high.
What did I say it was?
23?
25.
Oh, God, you're absolutely fine. Not an issue at all. What do you do?
She have a clean shot on the one coming for Leif?
If she steps to one side, I'd say she does.
She will do that.
Yep.
Because this is all her fault. So she will step to one side and she will fire her ice bolt.
Ice baby, give me a shot.
What help us? 27.
27.
Plus 100.
Okay. It's an ice bolt. 100. Wallop. These things aren't massively fast. That is 18 in a C impact. Roll the C impact, please. And we'll grab some nice. Here we go. You ready for the sound effects?
Okay, roll?
Yes, please.
45.
45. Boom. Another 10 hits. You do this hideous critter.
What number's that one, please?
Number 8.
8, thank you.
Number 1 it decides that it doesn't like Mithan as well, and attacks with Mithan on a flank.
She is parrying 30.
Okay. So 30 for the parry. She doesn't get her shield because the shield's on the other part of her body. Yeah. Poor attack. They're not rolling. They're really not rolling well. 31, and again misses. I'm going to say you're unaware of this. No, give me a fear roll anyway, please, Mithan, just in case you saw it glance over your shoulder or whatever, and also, so we'll just do each character.
Right, 85.
85, absolutely fine. Wow, you guys are doing really well. And plus the very handy spell from Etienne. Speaking of Etienne, another 7 foot.
Yeah, it doesn't really quite work out, but yeah, another 7 foot. Can I see one yet? Oh, I can.
You can, and I'd like you to make a fear resistance roll, please.
28.
28. What's his level?
8.
8. He's got to beat 36. What's his channeling?
-2.
-2. Etienne.
Oh, sorry. Channeling plus 14.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it'd be fine.
Yeah.
That 14 saved you. You're fine. So yes, you've moved up. Yes, you can. Oh no, if you're preparing and moving, then that is your action.
I'm holding and moving.
Yeah, that's right. So that's your action. Hold. I don't understand holding and moving, but preparing and moving. Correct? Is that what you mean?
Oh well, I had prepared. I was just holding my. I'm moving and holding.
I see. Understand. So yep. So
but I can still only move that slow, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Next up is, and then just for good measure, another of these things comes barreling around the corner, and does it spot Neathanol in the dark, or does it see Keros in the light? Keros, it's going for you. It comes charging up towards you. It will have a hefty minus, Keros, on its attack because it's running and attacking. I'm not going to ask for a fear resistance roll because you rolled one on this. We went right past you, Neathanol. And Keros, it strikes out at you with its hand. Cross your fingers, Keros, that you survive this. It just rolled a 90. You have a DB of 10, Keros, 18 in a D. It slashes your upper leg, Keros, for 3 hits, and you're bleeding at 3 hits per round. That really hurt. And you took a D critical. That is the end of the round. Also conscious it's just gone 2 minutes past 10. Happy to play on, happy to leave it there.
I might crash, but you guys can carry on.
No, I'm for bed as well.
I've got to start at 6:30 tomorrow, so yeah, leaving it here works for me.
Okay, folks. Tune in next time. Roll credits.
Team, I'm going to have a go at uploading my stats. Is the sheet up? Does anyone know?
I haven't checked, I'm afraid. Others?
I'll take a look.
No, sorry, I don't think it is. I'll do that now.
Good. Cheers, man. All right.
Super.
Sleep well, guys.
See you guys. Bye.
Nice one.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks very much.
Bye.
Goodbye.